G'day everyone, welcome to this week's video. Firstly, thank you to everyone that subscribed to the channel in the last month or so. I really appreciate it. And to all the subscribers that have been with me right from the start. In this week's video, I travelled to Crescent Head. Those of you who follow the channel and see a lot of my videos know that I do a lot of seascape photography. On this particular morning at Crescent Head, the coastline was being pounded by a massive swell. In all the times I've been shooting seascape photography, I don't think I've ever been so intimidated by the sea. What was happening there at Crescent Head on the morning was basically the whole bay would fill up with water as it was a high tide. And then we'd get a series of rolling waves coming into the bay that would just fill it up more and more and more until it was actually overflowing. Although the GoPro and the drone footage doesn't really indicate the size of the swell on the morning, on several occasions I had to make a run for it, and as a result the vlog might seem a little bit erratic. Although we didn't get great light on the morning, there was some pretty spectacular seas. Hope you enjoy the video. Good morning everyone, welcome to Crescent Head. And welcome to this week's video. I've arrived here a couple of days ago, and yesterday I tried to come down and do a vlog down here yesterday morning, but it was really cloudy and really overcast in the area. So my last morning here in Crescent Head, and I've come back down here this morning to the beach to try and capture a sunrise. Anyone that knows anything about surfing or iconic surfing spots in the whole of the east coast of Australia knows about Crescent Head. It's a mecca for surfers to come to. They all surf on the far side of the headland. I'm over on this side of the headland. It's also a really great spot for landscape or seascape photography. This morning down here we've got some really big seas on, so I've perched myself right up high because we've got a high tide at the moment, so the conditions tide-wise aren't ideal, but I'm just waiting in the darkness here and get a little bit lighter so I can see where I can set up my compositions, and then I'll come back and talk to you some more. But so far we've got the makings of a reasonable morning here. We've got a bit of cloud on the horizon, but hopefully we'll get the sun to break through and we'll grab a couple of shots. The importance of getting here early, I've been setting up on the top of the headland here, and I've just been watching this swell in the semi-pre-dawn darkness, and a few of the spots that I picked out to go down to set up, I've already seen waves go over 1.5 meters of water in there, so I'm definitely not going any closer. It's very intimidating here on this little cove. There's a lot of freak waves come through, so I'm really cautious about where I'm standing. I'm going to wait probably right up until sunrise before I choose a location, and I'll also make sure that I've got an escape route. The last thing in the world I want to do is set myself up somewhere where I'm not going to have a chance to retreat if we do get a big wave through here. I think I've finally settled on the composition I was after. It's really wild here this morning, and as I said, there's already been some really big waves up through here, so I'm being super cautious. Everywhere you pick a location where you think you can shoot, you go to set up and then you just wait a couple of minutes, and then that area's got at least 1.5 meters, 2 meters of water over it, so it's impossible to get really close here this morning. But I've come up a little higher. In front of me here I've got a little rock pool, and then from there we've got these rocks, and then from there we've got these rocks leading out towards the headland, Little Nobby, and then we've got the sun rising in the background. We've got a little bit of gap on the horizon where I'm hoping the sun might just poke through and let some beautiful light through onto these high clouds. But I'm going to continue trying working on this composition, get set up, and then I'll come back and talk to you some more. Right on sunrise now, and just as the sun's about to crest the horizon out there, we've got that little bit of cloud there, so whether it's going to let the sun poke through or not, I don't know. Whether we get some beautiful light rays across the top of the scene. But this sea here this morning is just crazy. I haven't been vlogging a lot because I've basically been running away from the waves and the white water. You've got to keep a really close eye on it, and as I speak there's a few more waves coming now, so I might stop talking and get ready to move again. The race is on now to see if the sun can poke through that small glimmer of light out there and let some rays through. I'm just hoping we're either going to get nothing or we're going to get some really beautiful light shortly. The clouds above me are just starting to take on some of these beautiful pink hues, so I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that we might be able to have something. I've got a vertical composition currently on FL11 at about half a second shutter speed, and I'm just firing shots trying to capture some of this beautiful light. Moved around and I've got a vertical composition, and this is probably the one I like the most of all the compositions I've had this morning. I've got all these beautiful black rocks in the foreground and then this little cove hugging around the corner there, and I'm just firing shots here at the moment at about a half or a third of a second shutter speed, trying to capture some water flow coming in and out, just trying to wait until the waves start to recede and then capture the water as it's all moving back out across the scene. We've got a really dramatic sky here this morning now with this cloud on the horizon, so normally after sunrise I would probably pack up and the light would be getting too harsh, but this cloud's acting like a giant softbox at the moment. I'm going to keep taking shots right through the morning. I'm just looking behind her as a wave just crashed over the headland there. It must have been 60 feet into the air. Unbelievable how much the swell is really pumping here this morning. So I'm going to take a couple more shots and then I'm going to move around and get some different compositions from this beautiful area. I think chaotic would be the best way to describe this morning's shoot. It's just been really hectic. Really big sea here, but some really beautiful light there at stages. The sun now has just gone in behind that dark cloud on the horizon. I'm just going to hang around a little bit more and see if I can get a few shots once the sun might poke through the top of that cloud line. But it's been a beautiful morning here at Crescent Head, and just a really spectacular area. If you're into seascape photography and you're looking for a really dramatic part of the coastline, come to Crescent Head. I haven't even scratched the surface here. I've only been here a day or so and pretty much just shot this little cove, but there's areas right up and down this coastline here, so if you really want looking for somewhere to get some dramatic seascape photography, I can definitely recommend Crescent Head. that turned out to be. That was just absolutely spectacular. I've got a couple of shots here this morning. I'm going to pack up now and head home, but it's just been wonderful to be able to come to Crescent Head, a place I've always wanted to come to, and today was a great day to be here. Although not fantastic light on the horizon, just some really spectacular seas and a great place to come and do some seascape photography. That's it for this week's video, guys. You know what to do. If you've enjoyed the video, go down below, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, then please subscribe, tap the notification bell down below so you'll be notified when I upload my next video. Hopefully I'll be around shooting some more landscape soon. I'll see you then.